Up on Blitz, we start with our game of the week. Starkville on the road taking on the Germantown Mavericks, but only one team can continue their two-game winning streak. Plus, the Ridgeland Titans looking to remain undefeated as they travel to Vicksburg to take on Warren Central. And the Forest Hill Patriots looking to end their three-game losing streak, facing off against the Terry Bulldogs. All of the action kicks off right here on Blitz 16. Welcome into week 7 of the Blitz. I'm Marissa Stubbs alongside my teammate here, Carlos Garcia. It's another Friday night, which means we're here to bring you another great show. Carlos, how you feeling?
Good. We got the great color scheme matching.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Okay. Great minds think alike.
Good chemistry that we got. You know, we've been reading the highlights for 7 weeks, so.
Absolutely. 7 weeks. Let's talk about it because, I mean, we say it every week, but the matchup's just getting better and better. District play is here, and I think it's the best time of the season, if you ask me.
We've been talking about it for a while. We've been waiting for district week. Now that district play is finally here, the games start to count. They start to mean a little bit more. A lot's on the line. You're going to see a lot of physicality, a lot of top plays. We got it all for you tonight.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's do it right now. The Mavericks, Germantown, hosting the Starkville Yellow Jackets in our game of the week. 3-2 Mavs versus the 4-1 Yellow Jackets. Now, this is on the game's first play from scrimmage. King White hits Lawson Branson on the screen. He's going to break a few tackles, evade a couple defenders, and sprints down the sideline to open up the scoring for the Mavs. Now, the Yellow Jackets needing some life offensively. They catch the Mavs slipping here. A huge pickup on the fake punt. And this is a potentially touchdown-saving tackle right here. The Yellow Jackets weren't able to get any points on the board, but hey, this is on their next offensive drive. Kingston Johnson scrambling, looking for someone, throws up a prayer. Look at that ball where it lands. A wide open Shaden Walker for 6 points, but hey, here come the Mavs again. And Lawson Branson, unstoppable tonight. Another screen pass, he takes it all the way to the house. And he is enforcing the law, son. But Starkville trying to close this gap. Torian Knox taking the handoff, finding a hole up the middle, takes this one into the score. But in the end, Germantown getting a huge 45-28 win to open up district play.
There's not any easy ones in this region, and Starkville's always one of the best teams in the state, and I believe they're one of the best teams in the state this year. But I think we can go toe-to-toe with anybody as long as our players believe in themselves, and that's the main thing.
It's good to be 1-0. You know, we're playing one of the hardest regions and 7A, really in Mississippi. So to start 1-0, it's good. It's great.
Definitely tell they went out there and fought for that win, Carlos. Let's take one more look at the final score. Germantown coming out on top 45-28.
Obviously, Lawson Branson, the 2 touchdowns tonight. King White, his touchdown to interception ratio on the year so far, 13-0.
A beast.
Hasn't turned over the ball once, a huge part of why the Mavs are doing what they're doing, and that defense. 2 big 4th down stops tonight. Huge all-around effort from Germantown.
College recruits love quarterbacks that don't throw interceptions.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Maybe we'll see King White playing on Saturdays.
Maybe.
All right, Marissa, over to some action now that kicked off on Thursday night.
Absolutely. We have the Callaway Chargers hosting Canton. So let's pick this up in the first. It's going to be a handoff to Krishawn Woodcox. He jukes the defender, runs it home for the Chargers' first touchdown. But here come the Tigers. QB Jaden Gee connecting across the middle, and Antoine Truss stumbles, but he stays on his feet. He runs straight towards the end zone to tie the game at 7 apiece. Chargers then taking back over. This time it's a quarterback keep. Alfonso Fleming, hey there, he would give the Chargers the 14-7 lead. They would go on to win this one 28-21.
All right, here's a big matchup on our hands. The undefeated Ridgeland Titans at 5-0 hit the road to take on Warren Central in a key district opener. We're going to pick things up at the start of the game. Warren Central wasting no time offensively. Quarterback Nash Morgan connects with Michael Hall. Check this one out. A 50-yard bomb sets the Vikings up inside the red zone with great field position, and moments later, Morgan again, you saw the arm this time showing off the legs. The QB sneak punches it in for the first score of the game. Now on the next Ridgeland series, oh no, the play goes over. Disaster striking a high punt, and the Vikings would capitalize on that. Nash Morgan once again keeping it in. Looking like a dual threat quarterback there. Stretches across for her second touchdown of the quarter, and Warren Central takes control early. They hold off a late push to hand Ridgeland their first loss of the year. Your final 21-14.
Let's go over to some more Thursday night action between Murrah hosting Clinton. Murrah down 13, and adding to the Arrows lead will be Caden Albert as he takes it in for the 6-yard touchdown. Mustangs now looking for any answer right here on the punt return. Johnston Foster in the backfield. He puts on some skates and takes it right up the middle before being brought down by the defense. So Mustangs will pick it up from the 30-yard line, and they keep it on the ground, but the Arrows made them pay. The Arrows, they would go on to win in shutout fashion, 35-0.
All right, we got more football on the way. We'll see what our MAIS teams have in store for us. More of the Blitz coming up next. Alrighty, welcome back to the Blitz. Before we check out our MAIS schools, Marissa, anything from those first window of games that impressed you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the games that I went to doesn't happen till later on in the show, but I want to highlight Callaway. I mean, they won a close one, 28-21 last night, and that's the way you want to win, especially on a Thursday night. Not many teams playing, so they got a big win there.
Yeah, it seemed like actually this week a lot of teams were playing on Thursday night.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing that, you know, especially with homecomings.
Right. It was like 50 games on last night, but...
And I always talk about, you know, the game of the week that I go to, but
absolutely.
This time Germantown, I mean, what Coach Russell Mitchell was able to do over there against John Carr's squad, I mean, big, as you mentioned, statement win, way to open up district play for the Mavericks.
Let's continue our action.
All right, let's do it. Let's head over to the big matchup between Hartfield and Lamar.
Absolutely. Okay, so once again, like Carlos just said, a huge matchup. Hawks get to rolling early in the first quarter. Quarterback Ethan Elliott hands it off to Colin McIntyre, who finds a seam and breaks loose for a 30-yard gain. But right here, just a few plays later, McIntyre striking again. This time he turns on the Jets and takes it 60 yards to the house. And the extra point after that, it would be good. So Hartfield out to an early lead, but McIntyre, he wasn't done yet. On the very next drive, he makes it look easy, bursting through the defense, a 35-yard touchdown run. That's just 2 scores in, just minutes for the explosive running back. Now Hartfield controlling this game from start to finish, dominating on both sides of the ball. They were cruise on to win big over Lamar. The final score, 42-7.
All right, let's head over to a battle of the academies. Capaya Academy and the Colonels hosting the Simpson Academy Cougars. The Colonels taking over after a kickoff fumble with 7 on the board early in the first quarter. Hey, who made Bruce Banner angry? The running back, Trey Ellis, hulks his way through defenders and smashes into the end zone. The Colonels are up 14. We're in a different quarter. Same result, however. Trey, again, smashing right through a defender's face into the end zone. 2-point conversion's good. Copiah's up 22-0. Later in the second, we got the superhero theme going on today. Jackson Hawkeye Teasley putting this one on a tight spiral, hits his target. That's Kendall Watley in the chest. My man out here looking like the Winter Soldier, pushing off would-be tacklers. Another 6 and no looking back for Copiah Academy as they shut out the Cougars 35-0 tonight.
Let's go over to Jackson Academy. The Raiders hosting Jackson Prep, marking their 61st meeting. JA taking their first drive down the field, but were held to a 27-yard field goal. Prep answering with a 7-play drive that resulted in a blocked 24-yard field goal attempt. Both defenses stepping up right there. 2 plays later, the Raiders got their first touchdown as Eric Beasley scoring from 57 yards out to make it JA a 10-0 lead. But Prep mounting a late first half drive that resulted in a Luke Essery touchdown pass to Luke Owen to cut it to a 1-score game at halftime. 10-7, JA still leading. But JA, they had multiple attempts at padding the lead, but we're gonna see a missed field goal right here kept it a close game. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. But listen, quarterback Joseph Walker would step up, and he's gonna run this one in from 12 yards away to cap the scoring. JA 16-7, and guess what? Bear Kennedy grabbing his 4th interception of the year to help ice the game as the Raider defense helped Prep to 11 yards rushing. I'm gonna say that again because I think that's a crazy stat. 11 yards rushing and just 217 total yards. Once again, the final, JA 16, Prep 7.
All right, another MAIS matchup. Madison St. Joe's and the Bruins hosting the Tri-County Academy Rebels. The Bruins got some great uniforms, but hey, QB Cooper Johnson hoping to put those uniforms to waste. Fumbles the snap, quickly recovers for a 15-yard gain, and then Johnson calling his own number again. Check that out. Whoop. Making defenders miss left and right. He doesn't stop till he gets all the way to the end zone. What a hustle play there. On Tri-County's next possession, they pick up right where they left off. Johnson, call him the human first down, moving the chains there. And on the next play, showing off the arm, drops this one in a bucket. That's Peyton Partridge in the end zone. The Rebels are up 2 scores now, and they play spoiler on the Bruins homecoming. 48-6 your final.
Ouch. All right, well, let's take a look at some more final scores from tonight. How about Brookhaven taking down Laurel 14-6?
And a similar score, just one more point. Greenwood 15-6 over Yazoo City.
Oh, okay. Let's go over to League. Oh, okay, so they, 41-14 over Oak Hill. Oak Hill, were you there tonight?
Mirror score there. What's with the 1-point theme we got tonight? Now 41-14, now 42-14 Magnolia Heights over Starkville Academy.
Absolutely. Well, up next, we step away from the football field to highlight this week's Blitz 16 Player of the Week winner. Please don't touch that remote. We got more of the Blitz on the way. Welcome back to the Blitz. It's now time to present this week's Blitz 16 Player of the Week award. We call this kid's name almost every Friday. It will be sophomore running back Nolan Bailey out of Lanier High School. Last Friday, he finished the night with 19 carries, 160 total yards, and 2 touchdowns. I caught up with Nolan earlier today as he shared what this award means to him.
We put in a lot of hard work and a lot of praying. It took a lot of hard work and praying, and we came out on top, and I had an amazing game, and that's why I'm thankful for to get this award.
Absolutely. You know, week in and week out, you go on and you're consistent, in your running game. What is it like to do that such early on in your football career?
Just have faith in the process that Coach Kelly put us through, and have a good old line. They put their life on the line for me, and they block for me, and I just appreciate them for that, and I'm able to perform the way I do.
I also caught up with Bulldogs head coach Tommy Kelly. He shared what it's like to coach Nolan.
It's good, man. He put in a lot of hard work in the spring and the summer, and it's good to see it all paying off right now during the season.
Absolutely. His performance last week, helping you guys get that win and stay undefeated, I should say. What is it like coaching him? And when you learned about this player first came on your team or you first met him, what was it like?
He was probably one of the first people I kind of tried to convince to come to the school. He in the Tougaloo program, so he don't go in there. So I had to, talk to his mama and try to convince her, but she trusted me, and I told her we had a plan for him. And, last year he had a good year as a 9th grader, had about 500-600 yards rushing. And, he carried over into the spring, and he just got out to a good start against Harris Central, and he just carried over every game since.
Once again, congratulations to Nolan, and here is how to nominate the next player of the week. In an email, send Carlos and myself the player's name, classification, school, position, and of course their stats from their game. Our emails right on your screen. You have until Sundays at 4 p.m. to submit your nominees. The nominees will be announced Sundays during our 5:30 p.m. newscast. The voting window opens on WAPT.com after the nominees are revealed at 5:30 p.m. on Sunday, and the voting window closes Wednesday at noon. All right, well, we go back out to the football field for more highlights. We got more of the Blitz on the way.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Blitz.
Let's check out the undefeated Lanier Bulldogs hosting Provine. Okay, so let's go. Bulldogs with possession. They're gonna flick it out to Nolan Bailey, and just like every week, he powers his way into the end zone for the Bulldogs' first touchdown. Then on their next drive, Lanier looking to score again. They give it to Jadarius Benson, but when the defense comes, he fumbles the ball, and the Rams, they would recover it. Rams now lined inside the 5, and here they are, looking like the Philadelphia Eagles with the tush push. They will get close to the goal line and put 6 on the board at the top of the second quarter. Now, Bulldogs answering right back. I don't have to say his name again, and I'm not going to, but when you see number 6, you might want to move out the way. Lanier would go on to win 30-8.
All right, Central Hines welcoming the West Memphis Christian Black Knights today for their homecoming showdown. We'll pick things up in the second half. This is the first play out of the locker rooms. The Cougars already comfortably ahead 21-0. But Junior Wilson bursting onto the scene. Look at that man go. You can't miss him. He's like the biggest person on the field there. Breaking tackles with a spin, slipping past defenders, going down the sideline. Our cameraman saying, I don't want to get hit. Got to watch out for that one. Hanging on to him, an electric 90-yard kick return to the house. Hey, setting the tone for the second half there. But on the next possession, Lane Davis coming up big with the interception, taking this one in. The Cougars with prime field possession, and just a couple plays later, quarterback Jay Schuff hits Junior Wilson again, this time a perfect pass in the end zone, diving his way in, pushing the Cougars lead even further. In the end, Central Hines controlling the field and the scoreboard. They cruise to a decisive 41-8 victory on their home turf.
All right, well, now let's check out Terry on the road at Forest Hill. So we're going to go to Terry up 24-0. And here's QB Brady Busby firing across the middle, but his receiver can't haul it in. Forest Hill now takes over. They're going to fake the handoff and flick it out to Jacavius Powell, and he's going to pick up the first down and more, but it will be 3 and out. Terry back on offense. They get it to Braden Gibson. He runs into the ref. Ref, you got to move out the way, but he gets the first down. Then Terry looking to punch one in, and this ball, it would come my way, y'all. Watch this. I had to get out the way on this one right here, but I can tell you Terry would come away with a 24-6 win.
All right, let's head to a clash of the unbeaten 6-0 Columbia, 6-0 Macomb heavyweight showdown. And boy, this game did not give us nothing short of entertainment. In the first quarter, Darian Peters, the direct snap from the Wildcat formation, punches it in. And hey, they kept that momentum rolling. On the 2-point try, it's Trey Lewis taking the handoff and flipping it back. And in the second quarter right there, Ashton Daniels, a huge 60-yard run for another Columbia score. We're going to pick things up in the fourth quarter here. Macomb finally gets on the board again. Quarterback Tamarian Davis finds his receiver in the end zone, but Columbia proves too much in the battle of the undefeateds. The Wildcats stay perfect, 38-14 over Macomb.
Let's check out some more final scores from tonight. Tupelo beating South Haven 43-20.
All right, and West Jones putting up a double 5 on George County, 55-21.
And now let's go over to Kemper County. Yeah, they took down Velma Jackson 34-16.
And Canton Academy, the Panthers, 34-22 over the Green Wave.
All right, get ready for the best plays of the night, the high 5, the top 5. They're coming up next right here on the Blitz. We are back, and we close out the Blitz with the best plays we saw tonight.
Let's jump right into it. It's time for the high five, the top 5 plays of the night. Here we go. All right, and at number 5, Columbia's Ashton Daniels ripping off a 60-yard run. Nobody is touching him. Columbia staying undefeated on the year.
All right, play number 4. Let's check it out. West Memphis with a tricky play. The quarterback throws a screen pass to Ishmael Watkins, who immediately flips it 30 yards downfield to wide receiver Carson Lafayette.
All right, let's go to play number 3, Hartfield versus Lamar School. Colin McIntyre, we had plenty of great running back runs tonight. Hitting the sideline and hitting the end zone, another 60-yard burst to the crib.
Okay, well, on to number 2. On the game's first play, y'all, from scrimmage between Germantown and Starkville. King White hits Lawson Branson on the screen. He breaks some tackles. You might as well kiss him goodbye. He goes in for the touchdown.
And our top play of the night, number 1, West Memphis versus Central Hines. This is the first play out of the locker room. Junior Wilson bursting onto the scene, finding a hole, finding another hole, stiff-arming a defender, hitting the sideline, telling our cameraman, move out of the way. That's a train coming down the sideline, 90 yards, an electrifying run to set the tone for the rest of the night.
Well, Carlos, we did it again. Another week in the books. We got to look ahead to week 8.
Another great week of district play are starting off. We'll get another great week next week.
Absolutely. Well, tomorrow morning you can catch our Joe Cook live from the Jackson State homecoming game versus Alabama State Tigers. What you gonna do?
Go Tigers.
We'll find out tomorrow. That'll do it for us tonight. Have a good night.